How's it going, folks? So I found this loaded question on Quora, and it's not the first time I've seen stuff like this being said or stated. In fact, it's constantly shown in this debate quite often. It's actually the embodiment of what the gun control side of the aisle is really after. Now, it also exposes them to gun rights advocates such as myself. And while I understand that certain gun rights advocates say, well, yeah, they're trying to take the guns, that's really oversimplified what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, uh, in the end of the day, the gun controllers really are after preventing as many gun owners out there as they can, or at least reducing what they can own, as well as adding as many onerous restrictions on them as they can possibly add. This question right here shows it. So I'm going to show the question. Okay, so let's start off with the goal. It's an unrealistic goal. One incident a year in the US. Hell, they have more incidents in Japan, the mecca of gun control, one of them anyway, and they have a much smaller population than the US. So already we can tell the goal is unrealistic. But again, a lot of gun controllers have unrealistic goals to what they'll accept. It's always going to be another law, just as the person who presents this question says in the very question. All right, so that chart is a breakdown of what happens to NICS denials. As you can tell, only a small fraction of the denials actually get prosecuted. That should tell you something. If anything, it should tell you that even the US government doesn't seem to think these laws are worth enforcing. So, really, the only thing you're going to do with more laws is just disarm people who were just going to follow the laws anyway. So, that's really all you're going to accomplish with that. It's just disarm the honest, so to speak. And that was a picture of a weapon used in a deadly attack, even more deadly than any mass shooting we've had in the U.S. And the only one that you could say took more lives was Bataclan. And Bataclan also occurred in France. It actually, I would argue, was a compound attack, and they didn't just use firearms, they used bombs as well. So, given that, you can have all the gun control in the world, and it's still not going to stop mass killings. And people who are intent on committing homicide will commit their homicide no matter what the restrictions on weapons you have are. All right, so I'm including a photo of the aftermath of the OKC bombing to further reinforce my point. You see, there are laws against making bombs in the US. There are laws against transporting bombs you illicitly made. There are laws against taking bombs that you illicitly made on federal property. None of these laws stop the OKC bombers from making the bomb. Furthermore, if I can recall correctly, both of them could have easily gotten their hands on firearms. Now, the bomb probably was their deadliest route to go as opposed to firearms. But this just goes to show my point that the person who originally asked this question, I don't think, is really so much concerned with saving lives as they are about making sure people can't have access to firearms unless, there's one incident or less a year. You know, it really does tell me this person is more interested in controlling an activity that he doesn't like as opposed to actually saving lives. But you guys have the comment section below, and I want to see what you guys have to say. And other than that, y'all take it easy out there. Have a great day.